Rosa. Number 18, Sarah Rasconi Vichinanza. Number 19, Alyssa Garcia. Number 21, Grace Guzman. Number 22, Taylor Stevens. Number 24, Tessa Malaulu. Number 25, Taylor Sullivan. Number 26, Jayla Castro. Number 30, Lauren Hatch. Number 44, Kate Blunt. Number 88, Lauren Shaw. And number 94, Lauren Carter. And now the starting line for the Bruins, leading off the shortstop, wearing number 33, Brianna Perez. Batting second in left field, number 14, Kelly Gooden. Batting third in right field, number 23, Aaliyah Jordan. Batting fourth at catcher, number 97, Delaney Wiz. Batting fifth in center field, number 7, Maya Brady. Batting sixth at first base, number 37, Kinsley Washington. Batting seventh at second base, number 20, Ella Vines. Batting eighth, designated player, number 5, Savannah Pola. Batting ninth at third base, number 11, Seneca Curro. And the starting pitcher for the Bruins, number 4, Holly Azevedo. The head coach for UCLA in her 16th season is Kelly Perez. Assistant coaches are Lisa Fernandez, Kirk Walker, and Don Sloss. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps to honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Thank you.
In celebration of Black History Month and our team's commitment to equality, diversity, and inclusion, we ask that you please continue standing for the playing of the Black National Anthem, sung by Jeremiah Wright.
Lift every voice and sing to earth and heavenly, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoice
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. It's a little terminology issue. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, it's more there. Yeah.
Thank you. Everyone, please welcome UCLA softball alum and Hall of Famer Janice Parks as she throws out tonight's ceremonial first pitch. Ski right, Janice. Thank you and welcome back to Easton Stadium. Ladies, let's play ball.
Well, good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. It is the season opener for the third-ranked UCLA softball team here at Easton Stadium. Darren Preston with you inside the press box. Tonight, the third-ranked UCLA Bruins hosting the CSUN Matadors up there in the 818 in the Big West Conference. Glad you're with us. UCLA coming off a 47-7 season. Of course, a couple of years removed from a national championship season of 2019. Those 13 national championship banners hanging out there in the outfield wall of Easton. And lots of room there on the right side. They'd love to hang another one, number 14 here in 2022. Very doable. The Bruins, as we pointed out, check in preseason ranked number 3. UCLA will also host a doubleheader here tomorrow beginning at 3 o'clock against UC San Diego. Nevada will be the second opponent. And then the Bruins trek it down to Irvine on Saturday. That's this Saturday, the 12th. And what a test that will be against Mississippi State and then the defending national champion and current number 1, Oklahoma, an opponent of UCLA on Saturday. Meanwhile, CSUN coming out of an abbreviated season where they went 6-20, played most of their games inside the Big West Conference, and they are under the direction of second-year head coach Charlotte Morgan, an All-American previously, a pitcher at the University of Alabama. We'll talk more about her as the night progresses. Of course, Kelly Inouye Perez back at the helm of UCLA, 16 years, began here in 2007. Well, the Bruins have taken the field, and let's go through the starting lineup first for CSUN. Alexis Lemus leads it off. Aaliyah Swan hits second. The shortstop, Jamie Stewart, leading the Matadors last year in a handful of categories. She hits third in center field. Kennedy Sorensen behind the plate. Paloma Usquiano will bat fifth, the first baseman. Kaylee Escutia will hit sixth. In right field, Alexis Garcia, Vanessa Nunez, and Michaela Carmen rounding out the lineup for CSUN. They'll have 6 right-handed hitters in their starting lineup. The Matadors will. Allie Gardner, a transfer from the University of Texas Arlington, gets the nod tonight. Originally from Yorba Linda, 5'6" grad student, of course, taking advantage, as a lot of these players are, of that COVID year, in which a lot of players got back. A lot of Bruins in that same boat. On defense, the Bruins from left to right, Kelly Gooden in left, in center field Maya Brady, and right field Aaliyah Jordan. So kind of right where we left off from the 2021 season. At third base, Seneca Curro. At shortstop, Brianna Perez. Second baseman Anna Vines, and at first base Kinsley Washington. Behind the plate is Delaney Wiz, and Holly Azevedo is in the circle to start out the night. The fifth-year senior who came out of San Jose as an all-everything pitcher up there, especially in that Silicon Valley in 2017, began her collegiate career here in 2018. The first pitch of the 2022 season is on the inside corner to Lemus, and that's a strike. We are underway 0-1. It is a beautiful night in Westwood. 75 degrees, a very slight breeze. It got up to 89 earlier this afternoon. That's right, on February 10th. Azevedo looking in and winds up the 0-1. That'll miss outside, 1 ball and 1 strike, working with Delaney Wiz. Delaney, of course, the home run leader on UCLA a year ago. And I'll tell you, you can't say enough about the young lady in the circle. Holly Azevedo, of course, several years now had to play in the shadow, so to speak, of a couple of all-everything pitchers. The 1-1 pitch inside corner, it hit the corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Of course, had to play behind Megan Faramo and Rachel Garcia. And Holly's just one of those players who has just kind of hung around in the program in her 5th year. Again, came here in 2018 and never was an overpowering pitcher. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3, but just beautiful placements on the corner as we saw in that sequence there. Strikes out Lemus. Throws a lot of strikes, always ready to go, always has given the Bruins depth in the circle. And here comes the number 2 hitter for the Matadors, Aaliyah Swan, the shortstop, and another senior. And by the way, let me read you some of Holly's numbers in her career. Lemus up there, first pitch, outside corner 0-1. Last year, 16 appearances, starting 12 games, went 8-1. 2020, the abbreviated season, 8-0 with that 1.74 ERA. 2019, the national championship year, 11-1, and 2018, part of the All Pac-12 freshman team, 15-0. So start doing the math. The 0-1 pitch off the bottom of the barrel and in foul territory, coming on in a few steps. Easy play for Kinsley Washington, 2 outs. "42 wins and 2 losses in Holly's career here at UCLA. Couple of 8 strikeout games in a starting role, one at Oregon, that was last year. Remember that one on April 10th, and then the national championship year, February 27, 2019, against obviously a solid Florida team, struck out 8 that night. She's had some memorable games, and again, just, you know, I say just kind of hanging around because, you know, you've had Rachel Garcia on staff, along with Megan Faramo. And those that duo right there, typically your option, your go-to in the circle. Foul ball off the bat of Stewart. 1 ball and 1 strike. But Holly has been just remarkable. Career earned run average of 2.06. 258 career strikeouts, 92 career walks. Nice ratio there. And making her 57th career start tonight. 1-1 to Seward, and I believe that hit her foot. That's going to be a foul ball at the plate. And Holly ahead 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jamie Seward, 3rd straight senior, to lead off for CSUN here in the 1st inning. Charlotte Morgan, 2nd-year head coach for the Matadors, 3-time All-American, a former pitcher at the University of Alabama. Terrific program, of course, in the SEC, where Charlotte was also a 2-time SEC Player of the Year. 3-time All-Conference. A couple of stops as an assistant coach along the way before arriving in Northridge. Bottom of the barrel there, foul ball off the 3rd base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Previously an assistant coach at Oklahoma State, 2016. 2017, an assistant coach at the University of Texas, Arlington. Began her career at CSUN last year. 1-2 to Stewart, and that is a swing and a miss, strike 3. And Holly, very easy top of the 1st, 1-2-3. Bruins coming up for the first time in 2022 on UCLABruins.com.
UCLA would like to thank Pat Sal's for being the presenting sponsor of tonight's UCLA softball game.
I haven't even eaten the first one yet. Thanks, Kelvin.
UCLA coming up for the first time in the new season. Hope everyone's having a nice week so far. Holly Azevedo getting the Matadors 1-2-3 to start the season. 2 strikeouts and a pop foul to begin the ball game. Bruins starting lineup tonight. Brianna Perez, Kelly Good, and Aaliyah Jordan, the top 3. All from the left side, of course. Delaney Wiz, Maya Brady, Kinsley Washington in the middle. Anna Vines, Savannah Pola making her Bruin debut as a designated hitter in the 8th spot, and then Seneca Curro, the starting third baseman tonight. And that means Kelly I will send up 7 left-handed hitters on opening night. Here is Brianna Perez to start it off against Allie Gardner for CSUN, a transfer from the University of Texas, Arlington, originally from Yorba Linda. The windup and the pitch comes low. 1-0 to Brianna Perez. For Brianna, it has been an incredible career. 5th-year senior, .353 hitter a year ago, all 54 starts, led the team in runs scored with 52, also belted out 13 home runs, second most on UCLA. The 1-0, a drag bunt, and Brianna, no chance to get her. She'll beat that out, boy, 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10. Too fast, out of the box. She'll do that quite a bit. Bruins love to play small ball. They also love to raise havoc on the bases. Wouldn't be surprised to see a little early movement here where Brianna was 13 for 14 trying to steal a year ago. Here is Kelly Gooden, left-handed hitting left fielder, .342 a year ago, and drove in 6. Outfield will shift a little bit to the left. Corners will creep on in. Kelly will drop a bunt down. CSUN should retire 1 here, but they do not. The throw is wide. Brianna's going to hold on third and Gooden to second. Well, they certainly had, now Gooden's got wheels, no question, but a good throw gets her. And the Matadors should have had 1 out there. They do not. Instead, it is second and third and nobody out. And Aaliyah Jordan will stand in. That'll be an error for sure. The throw was wide right. And just too much for Paloma Rusciano. Here's Aaliyah Jordan chasing the all-time doubles record here in UCLA history. The windup from Gardner is in there for a strike, 0-1. Jordan, .317 a year ago, 9 doubles, hit 8 home runs, led the team in walks with 33. And Aaliyah's been in the program since 2017. Remember, she had that unfortunate knee injury that year. So 6 years in the program. The redshirt senior, that one comes low, 1-1. And we talk about doubles. Jordan ranked number 4 in Bruin history with 57 career doubles. That is 8 shy of the record held by Gianna DeSalvatore, who played here from 08 to 11. 65 two-baggers. Jordan is most definitely going to be the all-time two-bagger queen in Bruin softball history pretty soon, I would think. Swung on foul back, and she's down in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 already in scoring position here in the bottom of the first at Easton Stadium in the season opener. UCLA and the CSUN Matadors coming out of the Big West Conference. One-two to Jordan. That is hit the other way, and that's going to fall, and will send in easily 2. Bruins 2-0 on a 2 RBI single for Aaliyah Jordan. Jordan had 33 runs batted in last year, 2 quick ones to start off her redshirt senior season. And here comes Delaney Wiz. It's kind of funny when you look at the Bruin regulars last year. Wiz had the lowest batting average amongst the regulars. Wiz started all 54 games last year and hit .296, and that was the lowest batting average amongst the regulars. That's inside ball one. But Wiz also led the team with 14 home runs and 44 runs batted in. She was the only player in the typical starting lineup to hit under 300 for the season. But that should say something. How loaded this team has been. The senior class has just been incredible. A strike thrown there. Of course, Delaney started her career at Loyola Marymount, played there 2 years, and has been in this program for 3. Pitch the Wiz. That's driven in the left field, and that's going to fall. Base hit. 2 on, still nobody out, as Wiz drives one very nicely into left field. This UCLA senior class has lost 21 games going back to 2018. They have won 186. That percentage, .899. 6 straight World Series appearances, and of course, the national championship in 2019. Maya Brady fouled back, 0-1. And again, there are no true seniors on UCLA, so you got, a handful of players that are now in their 5th year with the program. In Aaliyah Jordan's case, 6th year. Brady behind 0-2. (47-7) last year, 25-1 in the short season of 2020, 56-6 in the national title season, 58-7 in 2018. 2 hopper to shortstop. Everybody safe. That second hop eating up the Matador shortstop, Aaliyah Swan, and that's going to load him up. Nobody out. And here comes the number 6 hitter, another lefty, Kinsley Washington. Matadors will now talk about it in the circle. Obviously, already an early dangerous moment for the Matadors, because you got to do everything you can if you're CSUN to keep it as close to 2-0 as possible, because an early opportunity here for Washington to really break things open in the first inning. 2 errors for the Matadors to start their season. Quite a few other Pac-12 schools beginning their season today. Give you the rundown. Arizona State in action, as is Arizona and Washington. Oregon's in action. By the way, the Matadors, their schedule doesn't get much easier. They'll return home tomorrow and host a doubleheader against Oregon. Oregon right now number 17 in the country preseason. All the while Nevada and UC San Diego come here. And that ball is ripped, and Swan knocks it down. The throw to second is going to end up trickling into short center field. Everybody safe. It was a nice stop, nice effort by Swan, but as they say, that's only half the battle. And then the Matadors kind of nonchalant in the infield, and I think Washington taking advantage of that and sliding into second. Oh, the Bruins wasting no time getting the 2022 season started. Remember this game last year, and when I say this game, I mean the season opener, in which case it was Fresno State. And the Bruins won that game 7-0, but I don't remember necessarily a whole heck of a lot of hitting. I do remember the home run by Rachel Garcia and Bubba Nichols, but I remember the offense at times a little slow out of the gate, which is normal early in the season. What I do remember is Megan Faremo. 13 strikeouts in that game. 4-0 now is the score. 1-0 is the count. That is on the inside part of the plate there to Anna Vines. Vines, the number 7 hitter, as it looks like the Bruins will hit around here to start their season. Their first at bat with Pola on deck and then Kuro. Still nobody out. First base is now open. Second and third, 4 runs on 5 hits in the inning and 2 Matador errors. A little bit on CSUN starting pitcher tonight, Allie Gardner. 5'6", Yorba Linda High School. She's a grad student, and we mentioned that she she pitched and actually has a degree from the University of Texas, Arlington. And it was there that she led the Sun Belt Conference with 5 saves and had 32 appearances for the Mavericks in 2021, 3-3 record, struck out 33. There's a strike thrown, and we've gone the distance here to Anna Vines. 28 graduate of Yorba Linda High School. First team all league out there in Orange County, all Orange County, in fact, in 2018. Payoff pitch, that's driven down the right field line, but hooking just foul. Vines nearly getting a hold of a payoff on a liner down the right field line. We'll keep it 3 balls and 2 strikes. Brady on third, Washington on second. First base open, Anna Vines standing in. Vines, a .340 hitter last year, 14 driven in, hit a couple of home runs. 3-2, that's a ground ball the other side. Nice piece of hitting to the other side for Anna Vines, and on the throw to the plate, Vines is going to take second. So the throw in from left field, and Vines just kept on going. Maybe better served, hitting a cutoff. Of course, concerned about Washington. But she does not go. Brady does score. RBI for Vines. And it's 5-0 quickly here at Easton Stadium to begin the 2022 season. And there's a strike thrown by Allie Gardner. First base open again. Pola's first career at bat. The 0-1 is elevated. 1 ball and 1 strike. Savannah Pola, left-handed hitter, throws right, 5'4" freshman out of Santa Ana, Godinez Fundamental High School. She's a utility player, and that one just foul. Just on the right side of the chalk, almost got that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Coach Inoue Perez again joined by Lisa Fernandez, 24 years on staff, of course, an all-everything pitcher here. Back in the 90s, Kirk Walker, 21 years, 88 graduate of UCLA, been serving as the third base coach for the Bruins for quite a while. And then Don Slott, third-year volunteer assistant coach. Former Major League Baseball, of course, player. Time called, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Pola. Pola, the 8th Bruin, Seneca Kuro. Last one standing. She's on deck. Still nobody out. 1-2 pitch. That's elevated 2-2. Bruins have won 11 straight opening day games. The Bruins are 13-2 in the Kelly I era in opening day. High fly ball, left center field. This one is going to be over the head of the Matador left fielder, Carmen. And I'd say Savannah Pola, her first Bruin at bat, is a success. 6-0. That will be a straight double and an RBI. Vines taking third as Washington, of course, scores easily. 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 Matador errors. Seneca Curro, the last one standing. She'll come up, still nobody out. Charlotte Morgan is out of the dugout. And there's going to be an early switch as, at least to this point, Allie Gardner not able to record an out. Matadors go to the bullpen here in the first inning on UCLABruins.com. All right, what a start for the Bruins to begin the new season. 6 runs on 7 hits here in the first inning. Still nobody out. And it's going to be Alexis Martinez for the Matadors, a freshman. So her collegiate debut, freshman out of Diamond Bar High School, Phillips Ranch, California. An all-league player out there in the San Gabriel Valley Southern section. Hacienda League, 106 strikeouts as a senior. And Martinez is, needless to say, already up against it, but so are the Matadors, and the starter already knocked out here in the first inning. Let's see about Martinez. Seneca Curro with 2 on and nobody out, and 6 in for UCLA. First pitch of Alexis Martinez's career is on the inside corner for a strike, and a little heat to that as well. 0-1. Seneca Curro got 20 starts a year ago, played in 41 games, hit 156, had 5 hits, and 3 runs batted in. That comes low. Heck of a group back, needless to say, for UCLA this year. Group that's been playing together. And that incredible .899 winning percentage going back to the 2018 season. Obviously a couple of tough losses to the roster to suck up, and just hard to say goodbye to Rachel and Bubba, but it is what it is, as they say. Two-one pitch. Outside, 3 balls, 1 strike. Martinez looking in, working with Kennedy Sorensen behind the plate. And the 3-1 is taken outside. Curro walks. Well, the Bruins go through the whole round in the order, the first round, and Matador's not able to get an out. So back where we started here, Brianna Perez. Brianna, if you noticed on your video stream, wearing number 33 tonight, typically number 3. So up there from the left side, 1 for 1 already. Had that drag bunt. Too fast. That's upstairs, ball 1. Brianna, 353 mark to lead the team last year. '58th meeting all time between UCLA and CSUN. Bruins 47-10 against the Matadors all time. 1-0 to Perez. That's a dirt ball. 2-0. Well, Brianna also climbing the all-time UCLA record book in a couple of categories herself. Runs scored. Now 38 away from the all-time record. Sharp ground ball down to second. The flip to the shortstop covering the bag, and Swan steps on the second base bag, and finally the Matador is able to get an out here in the first inning. Not before one more, though, comes across. It is 7-0. And here comes Kelly Gooden. Anna Vine scores as Perez reaches on a fielder's choice. Give her an RBI. Kuro is sent back to the dugout, and Pola now on third. Kelly Gooden. That's waved at and missed. And here's some of the havoc we've been talking about. Just kind of swinging at a ball. And the Bruins love to make some moves on the base paths, and that they do as Perez easily takes second base. Remember who used to do that really well at the plate? Remember Andrea Duran, great third baseman, part of a couple national championship teams here at UCLA. She would wait like a second or two after the pitch was already in the catcher's glove to swing and get some movement on the base paths. There's a ball that ricochets off of the CSUN shortstop Swan and into the outfield. Two more in for UCLA on the hard grounder as Kelly Gooden takes second place, and the Bruins are up 9-0 here in the first inning. Here's Aaliyah Jordan. Batter number 12 for UCLA here in the first inning. One out. Gooden on second. Give her a double and 2 runs batted in, bringing in Perez and Pola. 9 runs on 8 hits. A couple of Matador errors. First pitch to Jordan. That's in the dirt, ball 1. Going back to Perez for a moment. Number 3 in UCLA history in runs scored and stolen bases. And she doesn't have a chance to become the all-time stolen base leader. Tasha Watley's got that in the bank. But the runs scored category, Perez might just catch Watley. Hard ground ball down to first. Snatched away beautifully. Usquiano, that's a great play. Usquiano, beautiful backhanded snatch at first, a step on the bag for the second out. So 2 outs. And Delaney Wiz the hitter with Gooden on third base. Wiz 1 for 1 on a single. One of 5 starting seniors tonight for UCLA. And the pitch is outside from Martinez, 1-0. Gardner, the starter for the Matadors, charged with 8 runs on 7 hits. 7 of those 8 runs earned. Through 26 pitches, 17 for strikes. Little flare shallow right, I think that works. Yeah, RBI single for Delaney Wiz. Found a nice open spot, shallow right field for another RBI. The Bruins put 10 on the board in the first inning against the CSUN Matadors. And the Matadors still have to do something with Maya Brady here. Batter number 14 for UCLA here in the first inning. Maya 1 for 1. First pitch, that's low, ball 1. Of course, a little bit of news lately in the Brady family. Uncle Tom calling it quits after an incredible career, of course. Going to come low. 2 balls and no strikes to Brady. Tom, of course, the brother of also a great Fresno State pitcher back in the day, Maya's mother. 2 balls and 1 strike. I believe that was a foul tip at the plate. Two and 1, 2 outs. Pitch. That's hit in the air, deep to left center field. That is gone. First home run of 2022 belongs to Maya Brady. 2-run shot in left center. 12-0 UCLA. We are in the first inning. Brady hit 14 home runs last year to tie Delaney Wiz for the lead. And what was a .333 hitting season. And again, off to a quick start. Here is Kinsley Washington. Oh, the Bruins are nearing batting around twice in the first inning. After Washington, Vines, Pola, and Curro. There are 2 outs. Base is now empty, of course. On the first long ball of the 2022 season for UCLA. The Bruins last year hit 76 home runs, gave up only 26. That's a high fly ball deep to right center field, and that's going to be in front of the batting cage, but over the wall. Kinsley Washington has hit one out, 13-0, inning number 1. I would say the Bruins are ready to go in 2022. Washington is not a home run hitter historically. But that one you knew immediately, as you knew immediately with Brady's homer. Washington 3 home runs last year. Washington is someone who's really going to hit for average. First pitch to now Anna Vines is low, ball 1. Vines, the 16th Bruin in the first inning. She's 1 for 1. That's going to come inside. Nearly hit it. Well, no, they're going to say a strike. Home plate umpire Scott Tomlinson says a strike on the inside corner. 1-1. Scott Tomlinson calling the balls and strikes. Aaron Peterson at first base. Tanya Gehrig at third. And Tomlinson's done a lot of games here over the years. Outfield a little to the left, the 1-1 to Anna Vines. That is certainly upstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike from Alexis Martinez. Freshman out of Diamond Bar High School. And the 2-1, that's hit in the air, popped up to the left side, playable, and that will be caught off the third base bag by Vanessa Nunez. Well, I would say damage done for UCLA. 13 runs, 11 hits, 2 Matador errors, 1 left. And Holly Azevedo has a nice little cushion going to inning number 2 on UCLABruins.com. Well, 16 Bruins come to the plate in the first inning, 13 across. And the Matadors coming up for the second time. And what was a quick 1-2-3 inning for Holly to start the season with a couple of strikeouts in the top of the first. It lasted just a couple of minutes. The top of the first ends up being about a 35-minute first inning altogether. And the Matadors start with their cleanup hitter here in the second inning, Kennedy Sorensen. Paloma Usquiano and Kaylee Escutia to follow. Azevedo looking in, winds up. First pitch of the second inning. Fastball over, strike one. Azevedo last year, 53 strikeouts, 19 walks, almost a 3-to-1 ratio there. She had a 7-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio in 2020, a shortened year. She went 8-0. And then a solid 73 strikeouts, 22 walks in the national championship season. One ball, one strike to Sorensen. Thought about it, and Holly hits the inside corner. Sorensen, a grad student out of Valencia and transferred in from UC Riverside, another Big West school. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got her undergraduate degree from UCR, Sorensen did, where she led the Highlanders in RBIs, doubles, and total bases just a year ago. 8 multiple hit games and had a 13-game on-base streak at one point for the Highlanders. Go the distance to her, 3-2. Outfield a little to the left, corners behind the bags. Payoff pitch, foul tip at the plate. Keep it 3-2. Hard to remember a night like this on February 10th. Just an incredibly perfect night for college softball. Again, 75 degrees at first pitch as Holly gets her 3rd strikeout. And Usquiano will stand in. First baseman made a terrific play. A nice line drive catch at first base with Jordan up there. It's a strike, outside corner, 0-1. Redshirt sophomore out of Downey, and Paloma began her collegiate career at Arkansas, but she redshirted the shortened year of 2020. That is inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. She is from Downey, went to Orange Lutheran High out there in Orange County. One and 1 to Usquiano. Swing and a miss. Azevedo keeps it on the outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Delaney Wiz going out and talking with Holly. Looking at the Pac-12 scoreboard tonight on opening day, Arizona State ranked number 21 in the country. No problem with Cal Baptist, 8-0. That is a final from Tempe. Final score, number 7 Washington all over Lamar, 12-2. That's in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, that game. 1-2 pitch. That is foul back. Number 15, Arizona, had its way with Southern Utah today in 5 innings, 22-1. That was in Tucson. And then number 17, Oregon, is tonight playing in Fullerton against Mississippi, where the Ducks are on top in the 7th inning, 3-0. Remember, Oregon is the opponent of CSUN tomorrow in a doubleheader in Northridge. The 1-2 pitch, foul back. Elsewhere, they're in the bottom of the 6th. Arizona State back end of their twin bill, and it is the Cowgirls, who have a very good team. They're in the top 5 preseason. They're up on ASU 5-2. Number 14, Clemson, all over Florida Gulf Coast today, 11-0. And number 20, Kentucky over Wisconsin, 5-2. Ground ball to third across the diamond for the second out. Top rank Oklahoma blanked UCSB 14-0. And an upset here in Orlando. Central Florida beat number 19 Georgia 7-6 in 8 innings. Number 8 Arkansas blanked Rutgers 4-0. If you look at the opening week schedule across the country, there are some really exciting games going on. Of course, UCLA and Oklahoma play each other on Saturday already out in Irvine. First pitch inside to Escutia. That is 1 ball and no strikes. Bruins, of course, you can't look past tomorrow either, Nevada and UC San Diego, but the Saturday schedule is kind of interesting because you certainly can't look past Mississippi State. That is a terrific team in the SEC. Ground ball to third, again across the diamond, and no trouble for Holly through 2 innings. Bruins coming up for the second time, up big, 13 runs across for UCLA in the first on UCLABruins.com.
Leading off the bottom of the second inning for the Bruins, hitting feed number 5, Savannah Pola.
Savannah Pola starts it off for UCLA in the bottom of the second. Bruins 13-0 on opening night here against the CSUN Matadors. Pola, Curro, and Perez, 8-9-1 on the wraparound. Remember, the Bruins sent 16 to the plate in the first inning. Allie Gardner unable to get an out after 8 hitters, and then Martinez faced another 8, and she continues here into the second. Foul ball to the right side, 0-1. Pola 1 for 1 on a beautiful fly ball that bounced off the left center field wall. It's part of the monstrous first inning. She was credited with an RBI double in her first collegiate at bat. One of 7 left-handers in the lineup. The 0-1 pitch, that is high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Stewart out there in center field, favoring the left side. Middle infield back. Corners about even with the bags. The 1-1 pitch. Bouncing ball foul, right-hand side. 1-2. CSUN, a team of quite a few newcomers on their roster. 11 letter winners back on their team from the 2021 season. 14 newcomers on the roster, quite a few of them freshmen. Ground ball down to second, and that'll be a 4-3 putout. Garcia to Usquiano, one away. Seneca Kuro standing in, her second plate appearance, the last of the order for Kelly I tonight, and Kuro walked in the first inning. Bruins in this game are 11 for 15 at the plate. And Martinez hits the outside corner. Martinez so far a walk. She has allowed 3 extra base hits and has been hit for 5 runs, but only one of those earned. Allowed 4 hits in an inning and 2/3 so far. That's fouled back. And ahead, second straight hitter here is the freshman Martinez. Leadoff hitter Brianna Perez is next. 1 out, nobody on. 0-2 to Seneca Kuro, the starting third baseman tonight. Dirt ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, Kuro only drew 2 walks a year ago and walked in her first plate appearance of the season this year. Ground ball down to second, or shortstop, excuse me. Throw across the first is in time. Swan staying with it this time. 2 outs. And Brianna Perez with 2 outs and the base is empty. Quite the contrast so far to the first inning. See how Brianna does here. This would already be her 3rd plate appearance in the second inning. Single and a fielder's choice. An RBI in the part of a 13-run first inning. A strike thrown. 0-1. Bruins picked to win the Pac-12 this year. A couple of Pac-12 titles of late for UCLA. Of course, last year, finishing 1.5 up on Washington. Eventually making it to a 6th straight World Series. Won that first game against Florida State, but just kind of ran out of gas after that. Eventually losing to the national champion Oklahoma. 0-2 off speed, and that has popped up left-hand side, and it will brush up against the screen on top of the Bruin dugout. Perez still in there at 0-2. Washington picked 2nd this year in the pack. Arizona and Oregon picked for 3rd. ASU, Stanford, Oregon State, California, and Utah rounding it out. Bruins had an incredible season last year at Easton, 30-2. That was the best record here at Easton in 7 years. A 2014 season went 31-2 in this ballpark. It's been 5 years since UCLA has lost back-to-back home games. They do a wonderful job taking care of business Hit .351 in this ballpark, and got to protect your turf. UCLA's been doing that in recent years. 1-2 pitch. That's low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bruins going 19-2 in the Pac-12 a year ago. That ball driven into left, and that was a quick bottom of the second inning. Play made easily by Carmen, and the Bruins are turned away quickly in the second. Nothing doing. Terrific inning by the freshman, Alexis Martinez. We go to the third, 13-0, UCLA on opening night, UCLABruins.com. On to inning number 3. Holly Azevedo back to work. Bruins got 13 runs on 11 hits in the first inning. Nothing doing for either side in the second. The Matadors looking for their first base runner of the season. Holly with 3 early strikeouts. And Alexis Garcia will start it off for CSUN, the number 7 hitter and second baseman. 3 straight freshmen coming up here for the Matadors, the bottom 3, Garcia, Nunez, and Carmen. Outfield coming in, corners creeping in, first pitch. That is a ball, a little high, maybe a little away. 1-0 to Alexis Garcia, the 3rd left-hander in the Matador lineup. Practically the opposite of the UCLA lineup. Ball 2. Garcia, freshman out of San Dimas. Went to San Dimas High. 5 feet 6 inches tall. That's low and away. And I believe this is the first 3-0 count for Holly tonight. Azevedo through 2 innings, 26 pitches, 19 going for strikes. That's been just one of many claims to fame for this UCLA pitching staff going back a handful of years. Throwing a lot of strikes, getting ahead of a lot of hitters. Behind here at 3-0. That's in there for a strike, 3-1 to Garcia. Slight breeze starting to kick up here in Westwood. Incredibly comfortable night. Not to mention February 10th, ball 4. So Azevedo, a walk, and the first base runner of the season, and the first career plate appearance for Alexis Garcia. Here's Vanessa Nunez from the right side, 3rd baseman for the Matadors. 5'2" freshman out of Moore Park, went to Royal High School. That is low and in. And 5 out of 6 pitches now have missed for Holly to start the third inning. Comfortably ahead. 1-0, foul tip and foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Take another quick look at the UCLA schedule. We mentioned got UC San Diego, Nevada rolling in here tomorrow. And then out to Irvine go the Bruins for 2 out there. And you can catch the broadcast on Flow Softball out at Mark Campbell, out at the Mark Campbell Invitational out there in Irvine. Foul tip at the plate, 1 and 2. That'll be against Mississippi State and Oklahoma. Sooners #1 in the nation. Next week, got a handful of games: Northwestern, Auburn, Texas, Wisconsin, and Florida State. A few of those teams are ranked. And then also games out in Cathedral City against Iowa State, Tennessee, Baylor, Missouri, and Texas Tech. So really good teams coming up on the Bruins schedule. That'll close out the month of February out at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. And then it's out to Fullerton, go the Bruins to begin the month of March. Cal Poly, Fresno State, Kansas, and Weber State, the opponents out there. And Texas A&M. That would be a single game on Saturday the 5th. Nunez at the plate here, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Matadors have a runner aboard with nobody out in the top of the 3rd. Bruins up big early. And then finally back here on March 10th against Pennsylvania. That'll be part of the annual Stacy Winsberg Memorial Tournament, as Nunez has gone on strikes, #4 for Azevedo. So the Bruins go about a month without playing here at Easton Stadium. That weekend, the weekend of March 10, 11, and 12, you'll have 5 opponents here to finish the non-conference. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. There's a couple of non-conference games in April, but that'll be the last weekend prior to the start of the Pac-12. Carmen, a little nubber up third base, but they're going to say foul ball. Scott Tomlinson right in there to rule a foul. 0-1 to Carmen. First plate appearance to Carmen's collegiate career. Huntington Beach High School product, Michaela Carmen, 5'10", right-handed hitting freshman. 1 on, 1 out, the 0-1 pitch, he squares away. The bunt goes foul at the plate, 0-2. The Pac-12 play opening up in a monstrous way on March 19th. Arizona comes in for a 3-game series. That's a wraparound Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. A rare Monday afternoon game here on March 21st. And the Pac-12 home schedule, Arizona rolls in, Oregon rolls in to start the month of April. Utah will be here late April, early May, and then California rounds out the regular season here at Easton, May 12, 13, and 14. 0-2 pitch, ground ball, third base. Seneca Curro eats her up, and no play. That's a ball certainly Curro's got to make. She's going to be the third baseman here. Nothing really tricky about it. I just maybe thought too much, and it ate her up. That'll be the first Bruin error of the season. 2 on and 1 out. Now here's Lamoose back to the top of the order for CSUN, who is 0 for 1. Struck out. Part of a 2-strikeout first inning for Azevedo. Matadors, runner in scoring position for the first time. 2 on, 1 out, cued off the end of the bat foul, 0-1. Pac-12 road series this year for the Bruins. Tough one at Washington in late March. Head to Stanford in April, along with Oregon State. And then the second to last weekend of the year, 3 at ASU. NCAA Regionals the weekend of May 20. Super Regionals May 25. And then, of course, where the Bruins have ended up the last 6 years, the College World Series June 2nd through the 9th. Looking for a 7th consecutive appearance there. And a 14th national championship. Swing and a miss. 0-2 to Lamousse. The teams favored to win the Big West is Cal State Fullerton. Titans on the Bruins schedule this year on April 27th. Bruins will also be in that Cal State Fullerton tournament coming up. Ground ball, this time Curro makes the play across the first. 2 outs, runners advance a bag. Garcia to third, Carmen to second. And here comes Swan, number 2 hitter. Senior out of Modesto. Swan hit .270 for the Matadors a year ago with 4 doubles, drove in 5, and made all 26 starts in what was a shortened season. Matadors had those 26 games, 24 of which were played inside the Big West. First pitch, bouncing ball, foul to the right. 0-1 to Swan. Number 3, UCLA women's water polo at the UC San Diego Invitational this weekend. First opponent there, Saturday morning at 8 a.m. against Santa Clara. Gymnastics at Stanford on Saturday afternoon. Men's volleyball ranked number 2 in the country. The 0-1 is foul back, 0-2. Nice win last night at UC San Diego. And it'll be a battle of the nation's top 2 on, that's tomorrow night actually. Friday night, number 2 UCLA at number 1 Long Beach State. Men's volleyball tomorrow night at 7. Oh and 2. Wind up in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Matadors will leave 2. Swan strikes out. Holly's got 5 Ks through 3 innings. Bruins up big, bottom of the 3rd, upcoming on UCLABruins.com.
Sorry about that.
On to the bottom of the 3rd, opening night here at Easton Stadium, 13-0. The 3rd-ranked Bruins coming up with a 16-batter first inning and scoring 13 times on 11 hits. And in that second inning with Alexis Martinez taking the circle, a rough go at it in relief, picking up for Allie Gardner, but then in the second inning, looked pretty darn good. First pitch to Kelly Gooden, that is low, ball 1. And Martinez was really mixing around her pitches nicely in a quick, very quick bottom of the second, working all areas of the plate. Coach Morgan, I wouldn't be surprised if she gave her the softball tomorrow against Oregon. Ground ball ricocheted off of one glove, and then the backup at short, Swan, trickles behind her, and Kelly Gooden is on first base. And here comes Aaliyah Jordan. It'll be a straight single for Kelly Gooden. Aaliyah Jordan, 1 for 2. And something's going on up the third base line in foul territory. Maybe, well, I wonder if that's a contact lens. They're treating Jordan right in that area. Kind of came out of nowhere. She was in the box and came out. And now there's a trainer there. Kelly I is out of the dugout. Final score out in Tampa, Florida, South Florida 9, Illinois State 2. Final score, Lamar 3, Memphis 1. That's in Puerto Vallarta. And Memphis defeats Rutgers 6-3. Great to see college softball back tonight. Virginia lost tonight to Charlotte 10-7. Louisville over Florida Atlantic 2-0 out in Boca Raton. Not sure. She's being looked at by the trainer, Jordan is, in foul grounds off third base. And it's right in the eye, I think. Hard to tell from up here, but it's a contact lens or whatever it is, it's going to be fine. Alexis Martinez taking some warm-up tosses. Glad to have you aboard tonight. We're going to have all these games for you at Easton Stadium this year, either on video on this UCLA live stream or at least on audio when the games are televised. Heck, we'll have the doubleheader here for you tomorrow on the UCLA live stream. We'll also have the entire March 10th through 12th Stacy Winsberg Memorial Tournament. A couple of Pac-12 series will be on the UCLA live stream as well. Utah series, April 29th, 30th, and May 1. All right, now we're ready. Aaliyah Jordan. Martinez throws a strike, 0-1. One on at first base in the form of Kelly Gooden. Jordan is 1 for 2. Left-handed hitter bent at the knees. Outfield a little to the left. Martinez throws. It's elevated, but Aaliyah goes for it anyway and drives one in the left field. Base hit. Swung at a ball, but it matters not. Jordan singles into left. And here comes Delaney Wiz, and out comes Kirk Walker, going to make a change on the bases. And I would suspect you're going to see quite a few changes before the night is done in all areas of the field.
Your attention, please. Pitch running at first base, number 94,
Lauren Carter getting the call from the dugout. Going to be in there to pinch run. Lauren Carter last year played in 19 games, had just 2 official at-bats, but scored 13 runs, of course, used primarily in this role. First and second, nobody out, and the pitch to Delaney Wiz is taken outside, ball 1. Oh, a hot start for Delaney. In her 5th-year senior season, 2 for 2 with an RBI last appearance. Bruins have been up 19 times tonight. 13 have gone for a hit and make it 14 for 20. Into right field, and Gooden's got the green light. She slides into third, didn't have to slide. The ball gets away from Sorensen. All the while, Lauren Carter's going to come across. And into second goes Delaney Wiz. That is the 14th hit. Now the Bruins tack on 2 more. Give the Matadors a 3rd error on the throw in. So it's 15 runs on 14 hits. Delaney Wiz gets her 3rd hit. Advancing a second on the throw, give her the RBI. Carter then on the throwing error in from the right fielder. Both Gooden and Carter end up scoring, so give the Matadors the error on the throw. Nobody out. And the 3rd Matador pitcher coming in. Martinez out. Looked really good in the 2nd inning. But at least for the moment, stepping aside. And it is going to be Kennedy Jamerson stepping in for CSUN, the 5'8" grad student out of LA, Santa Monica High School product. Left-hander. And Jamerson saw quite a bit of time a year ago for the Matadors, 17 appearances. Only 1 time did she come out of the bullpen in a 2-8, 3.61 ERA season. 18 walks, 29 strikeouts last year. Opponents hit .295 against their 3rd Matador pitcher. Just 2+ innings into the night. Already 2 Matador pitchers out. So it's Maya Brady. Pinch runner at second base for UCLA. And it'll be Lauren Hatch. Lauren Hatch is a freshman, so making her debut from Sugar Land, Texas. Could play some outfield here at UCLA. Here's Maya Brady. Home run in the 1st inning, also a single in that inning. So already 2 for 2. Nobody out here in the 3rd. 15-0. Outfield playing her straight up. Jamerson, the left-hander, throws over the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. I mentioned last year, Brady, a .333 hitting season, 14 home runs. Trying to drag a bunt down, a strike thrown, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now in a redshirt sophomore season, Maya is out of Thousand Oaks, Oaks Christian High School. And the 1-2 is on its way. Changeup, foul back. Keep it again, 1-2. Lauren Hatch on second. 13 in the 1st, nothing in the 2nd, and 2 in the 3rd so far for the Bruins. Looking for their 12th straight opening day victory. 1-2 on the way. Now hit off the bottom of the barrel, jammed her, and Maya still slices it in the left field and then takes second. A little bit too slow, trying to get that ball in. Carmen out there in left. So there's no way that Brady should be on second. Just the scouting report should say the Bruins love to run and love to just push things on the bases. And they're gonna catch you. So second and third, Hatch on to third. First base open, nobody out. Kinsley Washington, who blasted one out last appearance, looks at a ball outside, 1-0. Kinsley is 2 for 2, a single and a home run, both in the first inning. The corners are even, as is the middle infield. Sharp ground ball and into left field as it is missed by Nunez. Brady will stand up to throw into second, and that will get Kinsley Washington. Nice throw in that time by Carmen for the first out. But Hatch and Brady easily score. And a sharp ground ball getting through Nunez at the hot corner. 4 more in the third. The run total is up to 17, and Anna Vines the hitter. That one is upstairs, ball 1. Vines an RBI single in the first inning, and a pop foul off of third base later that inning. And that would end a 16-batter inning for the Bruins. Pola and Curro to follow, 1 away in the bottom of the third. Jamerson winds up and throws, bouncing ball foul right-hand side. Mention Kennedy Jamerson, now a grad student at CSUN. 2021 honorable mention in the Big West, where she made 26 starts at either pitcher or first base. Drove in 9, hit .239 on the year, and had a team-high 5 doubles. Struck out 29 last year. And then if you go back to the COVID year of 2020, she actually led the Big West in victories. Actually tied one of the Long Beach State pitchers. Had 8 wins alongside Kelly White of Long Beach State, went 8-2 that season. Two and 2 to Anna Vines, 1 out, bases empty, off speed, thought about it, and that is ball 3. Again, the start time here at Easton tomorrow, 3 o'clock against UC San Diego. The nightcap of the doubleheader against Nevada. About 30 minutes after the finish of game 1. Payoff. That is hit foul, left-hand side. We'll do it again. 3 and 2 to Anna Vines. .340 hitter a year ago with 37 starts. Jamerson's payoff. That's foul back. As for Martinez, credited with 2 innings so far tonight. Remember, Gardner, the starter, did not retire anybody. Martinez 2 innings. She also was tagged for 8 runs, but only half of those earned. 3-2 pitch in there. That's a great pitch. That froze Vines. Beautiful spot. First strikeout for a CSUN pitcher tonight. Martinez walked 1, faced 14 batters, 43 pitches, 25 going for strikes. And here comes Pola, 1 for 2. Left-hander winds up and throws over the plate, strike 1. Pola 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Her first at bat, going for a nice high fly ball that bounced off the left center field wall. Designated player spot tonight. 0-1 from Jamerson. That's driven down the left field line. Slicing foul. Jamerson quickly ahead, 0-2. In case you're not aware of the top 25 preseason poll, we'll get that out to you, the top 10 anyway, here in just a moment. The 0-2 pitch to Pola. Yeah, that's a beautiful pitch. Oklahoma, Alabama, UCLA, Florida State, Oklahoma State. The top 5, Florida, Washington, Arkansas, Arizona, and Texas, rounding out the preseason top 10. And we'll be right back with the Bruins up 17-0. Inning number 4 coming up, UCLABruins.com. On to the 4th inning at Easton Stadium on opening night. The Bruins having their way, 17-0 over CSUN. Lauren Carter stays in the game and plays right field. And leading it off in the 4th is Jamie Stewart for the Matadors. 3, 4, and 5 for Charlotte Morgan's group. Stewart, Sorensen, and Usquiano. Stewart, the Matador leader a year ago in a handful of categories. And the new second baseman for UCLA is Savannah Pola. Started the game as designated player. Holly Azevedo, meanwhile, back to work here in the 4th. She is not allowed a hit. And the Matadors did have 2 in scoring position a little bit earlier, but Holly got out of it. .282 hitter last year was Stewart, and that's a fastball for a strike inside corner, 0-2. But, Jamie led the CSUN squad last year in runs scored with 12. Hit 5 home runs, 15 runs batted in. The leader team also drew 11 walks, and for good measure had the only 2 triples for CSUN last year. Made all 26 starts. Could be a big factor in CSUN's starting lineup this year, and Holly gets another strikeout.
There's a strikeout.
That'll be number 6 as she works here into the 4th inning. Matadors, just the 1 walk tonight, issued by Azevedo, and then they had Kuro's error that put 2 aboard. Here is Sorensen, 0 for 1, and she struck out in the 2nd. Azevedo winds up, well on her way to going 43-2 in her Bruin career. Foul back, 0-1. Outfield straight up, Azevedo. Looking in, and Holly's 52nd pitch of the night is foul back off the top of the screen. 52 pitches, 37 strikes. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts through 3 1/3. And the 0-2. Inside, 1-2. Now you'd think if the Bruins are going to be successful this year, number 4 might have something to do with it. Of course, you got Megan Faramo, Lauren Shaw. Be interesting to see her and see when she gets in there for the first time. Lauren is the Iowa transfer, 5'11", now a grad student. Coach I looking for some depth in the circle, and Shaw had a little bit of success at Iowa. We'll see how that materializes throughout the season. 1-2, that's at the feet. Did it hit her? Yeah. Sorensen jogs it down to first base. First hit batter of the year. Matadors have a base runner in the 4th with 1 away.
First base, number 11, Paloma,
And Usquiano stands in. Could be a move here for CSUN. Lineup card coming out up the 3rd base line. Probably a pinch runner. A couple of more scores to get out to you, and it was actually one other Pac-12 final from tonight. Stanford was in action down in San Diego. And Stanford was a winner tonight. 3-1 the final. They defeated Middle Tennessee down at San Diego State. UNLV beat BYU tonight 5-3 in Las Vegas. Usquiano is the hitter, and a strike thrown, 0-1. Meanwhile, Mia Cortez, the pinch runner for the Matadors at first base. That is on the inside corner from Azevedo, and she's ahead 0-2. Cortez, the pinch runner out of West Covina, Bishop of Mott High, another freshman for CSUN. Part of the 14 newcomers on their roster. Foul tip of the plate, 0-2. Tonight the Matadors starting 4 freshmen and a sophomore, along with 5 seniors. Bruins also starting 5 seniors, everybody at least in their 5th year, as we pointed out earlier. coming in that 2018 season, this class did. And playing .899 softball throughout their time in Westwood. 0-2 to Usquiano, and that's going to hit her. Wow, back-to-back hit batters by Azevedo. This one got away at 0-2. Looked like maybe right above the front knee. And Holly's going to get her first visit of the night. Lisa Fernandez out there. So 2 on and 1 out in the top of the 4th. And here is Escutia. The freshman from Simi Valley looks at a strike, 0-1. Second time tonight, CSUN has put a couple aboard. Holly got out of the first jam, see about the second. Obviously getting a ton of support though tonight. 17 runs for the Bruins. Peter there, swing and a miss. And ahead again, 0-2. Oh, 2. Inside corner, strike 3. Escotia knew it. Tomlinson's got that delayed call going on. You kind of have to wait and see it at Holly. And Holly obviously loves to paint the corners, works all areas of the plate, so it can be a little tricky. You kind of have to wait for Tomlinson for a split second there. And in Kaylee's case, didn't have to wait at all. She knew it. 2 on, 2 out. And here is Alexis Garcia. And she takes one elevated, ball 1. Now Garcia walked in the 3rd. Outfield a little to the left. We're in the top of the 4th. 2 on and 2 out. Swing and a miss. 0-1.
Oh, okay. Sure. All right. Yeah, that's it.
And the 1-1 is low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Holly hit 2 batters in the entire abbreviated season of 2020. She's hit 2 in this inning. Bouncing ball, a couple of bounces to second base, the short throw to first. Holly hit 5 batters last year, so not bad at all. And gets out of it here in the 4th. 2 more stranded for CSUN. And it's on to the bottom of the 4th. All Bruins in the season opener, UCLABruins.com.
real good.
Seneca Curro starts it off for UCLA in the bottom of the fourth. 17 runs, 16 hits, and 1 error for UCLA on opening night. No runs, no hits, and 3 errors for the CSUN Matadors out of the Big West Conference. And Jamerson back to work in the CSUN circle, second inning. Got a couple of strikeouts as the third pitcher of the night last inning. Comes low on Curro, ball 1. Curro a walk in the first, a ground ball to short in the second. The Bruins have connected for a hit in 16 of 24 official at bats tonight. Swing and a miss there. Maybe the stat you like the most, considering this is game 1 of a long season, is what UCLA has done tonight with runners on base. The 1-1 pitch, and Curro turns her shoulder, and she is hit by a pitch. Third total hit batter between these two teams in this fourth inning. Last year, Jamerson hit 9 batters in her 81.1 innings of work. Now the Bruins tonight are an incredible 13 for 15 with runners on base. And if anything close to that can happen, as we get deeper into the season, I think the Bruins are going to be a tough out. All right, back to the bench go the Bruins. Tessa Mala'ulu. .255 hitter last year, started 27 times, came in 17 times, and drove in 5. Another lefty, first pitch in there for a strike. .57 sophomore out of Long Beach, went to St. Anthony High. The 0-1 swing and a miss. Little bluffing action there from Curro. Nothing in 2. Bruins also tonight hitting .500 with 2 outs. Boy, I'll tell you, that stat right there has been incredibly huge in recent years. What the Bruins have done with 2 outs. Just everything possible just to extend innings and put runs on the board. 1-2 pitch. That'll miss. Curro on first, Mala'ulu, the pinch hitter, 2-2 pitch. That's driven the other way. Mala'ulu in there in Perez's spot. And you're going to have another pinch hitter coming up next as well. 2-2 pitch. is low, 3-2. On the on-deck circle, we start to see Alyssa Garcia. And that would be in place of Kelly Gooden. Jamerson looking in. The payoff pitch to Malauulu. Bouncing ball. Ricochets off of Jamerson's glove. Going to be too late. Picked up there by Garcia, but not even a throw made. Too late. 2 on and nobody out. And here is Alyssa Garcia. First plate appearance of 2022. Garcia, a .268 hitter last year, made 36 starts. Played in 42 of the 54 games. First pitch swinging down to second, picked up, got a hurry, and not in time. Just that slight bobble there by Garcia. And the flip to Swan ends up being late. The Bruins just showing a ton of speed as usual. And the little bobble there means the 4th error of the night for the Matadors. Meanwhile, back to the dugout go the Bruins in a pinch runner, that is. Well, Kelly Gooden on the re-entry. So Garcia, who swung at that first pitch, is going to be taken out. You know, Garcia came in for Gooden. Now Gooden's pinch running for her, so coming back in the ball game. Bases loaded, nobody out. Lauren Carter, who remained in the game last inning in right field, takes a strike. 0-1. Nobody out. Bruins are 10 for 13 tonight with runners in scoring position. 14 for 17 with runners aboard. The 0-1 to Carter. That's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Delaney Wiz scheduled to hit next. Carter's in the number 3 spot. And she's hitting for Jordan out right field. Comebacker, throw to the plate will be in time. So 1-2 there. Comebacker to the circle. Jamerson to Sorensen, getting the lead runner. Throwing out Kuro. Carter to first, Gooden to second, Malauulu to third, and here comes Delaney Wiz with 1 out. 3 singles tonight for number 97. An RBI in each of the last 2 at-bats. And there's a strike thrown, 0-1. There are 3 Bruins who are 3 for 3 in this game. Wiz, Brady, and Washington. The 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Another Bruin who is 2 for 2, Kelly Gooden, who was just replaced by Garcia. So 7 Bruins with at least 1 hit. One. That's a dirt ball. No one's going anywhere, of course. Bases loaded. 1 out. A lead of 17-0 in the 4th. Your home run and RBI leader of 2021 up there. 2-1. That's hit in the air, foul, well over the visiting bullpen. 2-2. Now Delaney was an extremely tough player to strike out last year. 2-2 pitch. Foul back. Struck out 19 times in 162 at-bats, but if you factor in all the other plate appearances, which I like to do, and I'm looking at such a statistic, up there, just taking a look at our stat line from last year, up there at about 195 times thereabouts, total plate appearances. Inside, the Matador fans in attendance wanted that on the inside corner, didn't get that, 3-2. So Delaney struck out less often than every 10 plate appearances. Got 2 strikes against her here. Payoff pitch with the bases loaded through the middle and up to center field. 2 more in for the Bruins. And they'll have them on the corners with 1 out and 2 more runs batted in for last year's RBI leader, Delaney Wiz, having a monster season opener. 4 for 4. 4 runs batted in. The lead is 19-0 here in the 4th. Maya Brady will be the hitter, who is 3 for 3. 2 singles and a home run. First pitch to Brady will miss, ball 1. Kennedy Jamerson now an inning and a third. Has been hit for 3 runs on 4 hits, 2 earned runs allowed. Has the only 2 CSUN strikeouts of the night. And this right here coming up will be her 40th pitch in relief. That's foul back. Now the Matadors, overmatched in this one from the get-go. The starter tonight, Allie Gardner, faced 8 batters, was not able to get an out. And right away, the Matadors were up against it. 1-1. That'll dip just below the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike to Maya Brady. Wiz on first, Carter on third. Kinsley Washington is on deck. And the 2-1 is on its way. Foul ball. Nice opening night crowd at Easton. Nice to see the fans back, and should have some big crowds going forward here at Easton this year. Two-two is on its way through the middle yet again. The 20th run of the game for UCLA is across. RBI single for Maya Brady. She is 4 for 4 in the season opener. That right there, her 3rd RBI. Carter scores, Wiz the 2nd. And here is Kinsley Washington with 2 on and 1 out. The Bruins have hung a 20 on the scoreboard in the 2022 opener. Charlotte Morgan out of the dugout, going to make a change, so it seems. The Matadors might have their 4th pitcher in the circle, and they will. All right, so that'll do it for Jamerson. Inning and a third, 4 runs on 5 hits allowed, struck out 2, faced 10 batters through 44 pitches. And the 4th CSUN pitcher coming in with 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. The Bruins have hung a 20 on the board, UCLABruins.com.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for CSUN, number 22, Kayla Dominguez.
Well, the fourth CSUN pitcher of the night, her name is Kayla Dominguez. She is a redshirt sophomore, 5'4" right-hander out of Morgan Hill Valley Christian High School. And Dominguez actually pitched on this Matador squad a year ago, went 0-1, made 6 appearances, 5 out of the bullpen. 15 2/3, allowed 18 runs on 23 hits, and the opponents at .354 against her. So Charlotte Morgan has used 4 pitchers tonight. Three more for UCLA here in the fourth. And of course, Jamerson still has the responsibility of Brady and Wiz aboard. And ball 1 to Kinsley Washington. Washington in the first inning, a single and a home run. And then a single in the third, so she is 3 for 3, and she is driven in 4. The 1-0. That's in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike from Dominguez. One, up and away. Well, throw down to shortstop. I'm not sure where that, you know, I don't know if she meant to throw it there or if she wanted to throw it to second and try to get Wiz in a pickle situation, but either way, it doesn't work out for CSUN as the runners move up 1 bag. Charlotte Morgan coming out of the dugout. It'll be ultimately a throwing error on the Matador shortstop, which kind of weird how that developed, because after Swan had thrown the ball to Nunez, you know, that's where the error occurred, but the throw was, I mean, you never see that. The movement on the bases, the throw to the shortstop instead of the second baseman, but there's going to be another Matador switch here. It's going to be a new third baseman for CSUN, Sydney Frijones. Frijones, a freshman out of Long Beach, went to Wilson High. Yet another newbie for CSUN this year. She'll be the new third baseman. Second and third. With 1 out, first base now open. Kinsley Washington up there 3 for 3. Following the 5th Matador error of the night. Count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike. Ball game approaching the 2-hour mark. Not quite there, a few minutes shy. And the 3-1. Ooh. Washington turns as that is elevated, comes in on her. And our total 4th hit batsman of the night, and didn't have any coming into the 4th. Remember, Holly hit 2 in the top of the 4th. Dominguez hits 1 here, and the last Matador pitcher, Kennedy Jamerson, also hit 1. So 4 hit batters in this inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. And here comes Anna Vines. RBI single in the 1st, pop foul in the 1st, and struck out looking in the 3rd. Bases all juiced up again for UCLA. Strike 1. 20, 19, and 1. UCLA line 0, 0, and 5 for CSUN. 0-1 pitch. Waved at and missed. Pitch looked outside. 0-2. Each team in a doubleheader tomorrow. Bruins here at 3 against UC San Diego, to be followed by a game against Nevada. Matadors will play their home openers tomorrow, a doubleheader against number 17 Oregon. 0-2, cued off the end of the bat foul. And the Bruins will have to deal with Mississippi State, a team receiving votes in the preseason poll, followed by closing the weekend with number 1 Oklahoma. 2 games being played in Irvine on Saturday the 12th. Approximate start times 1 and 4 out in Irvine. 0-2 pitch, dirt ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oh, 0-2 to Vines. Dominguez throws. Still in there, barely caught the barrel. Pola scheduled to hit next, and then Akuro. One ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Dominguez winds up and throws. Foul back again. Wiz on third, Brady on second, Washington on first. Vines at the plate. For the Bruins, 13 runs in the first inning tonight, 4 in the third, 3 in the fourth. Bruins will win their 12th straight season opener. Little nubber off the end of the bat. Dominguez throws to the plate, gets the lead runner for the second out. Nice play by Dominguez coming out of the circle. Ball had a little bit of English on it, off the edge of the bat. Pretty good reaction there. And here is Pola. And her Bruin debut tonight, RBI double. First at bat in the first, and grounded out in the second, struck out looking in the third. 1 for 3. And the right-hander throws. That'll miss outside, ball 1. Kayla Dominguez throws at 1-0. That's outside, 2-0. Brady, Washington, and Vines now aboard. And the 2-0. Good pitch, curves across the plate for a strike, 2-1. It'll be interesting to see what Kellyanne Way Perez does come the 5th. She just rides Holly all the way or goes to somebody different. Holly is not allowed to hit through 4. A couple of base runners twice in 2 different innings for the Matadors. So a couple of close calls in terms of giving up a run tonight, but got out of both situations. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Pola. Nowhere to put her. Bases loaded. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here it is, and that is going to be a strike. Should be 2 strikes. Gave the punch out signal there. I think Scott Tomlinson's ready to call it a night, quite frankly. 3 balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs. Dominguez, the payoff, and that'll come way inside. In fact, it'll hit Pola and score the 21st run of the night. Boy, this just came out of nowhere. Nobody was hit through 3. We have had 5 total hit batters in the inning between the 2 teams. Seneca Curro, the hitter. There's going to be movement at second base now for UCLA.
Your attention, please. Pitch running for the Bruins. Number 22, Taylor Stevens.
Now, pinch running for UCLA, 22, Taylor Stevens. As we continue to see some new Bruins play in this ball game. Another newcomer, Taylor Stevens, 5'5", freshman out of Linwood, went to Gar High School. Bruin debut, she is pinch running at second. Washington on third, Pola now on first. Here is Seneca Curro. That'll hit the inside corner, strike 1. Curro's line tonight, a walk in the first, ground ball in the second, hit by a pitch earlier this inning. Bruins twice tonight have batted around, no one going anywhere. I don't care if that ball landed in the seats, you still don't go anywhere. You're up 21-0 in the 4th inning. One. Yeah, another one. Another hit batter. 6 of them in the inning total. Bruins tack on another. Base is still loaded. Washington jogs it down the third base line and scores. So now you got Curro on first. Pola moves the second. Pinch runner Stevens the third. What is becoming a very lengthy 4th inning. Not quite on the level of the 1st inning, but like the 1st inning, the Bruins batting around. And Tessa Mala'ulu's 2nd appearance of this inning, singled as a pinch hitter for Brianna Perez earlier. Ball 1. One-0 pitch, swing and a miss, 1 ball and 1 strike. Dominguez, could see a little potential there, working the inner and outer part of the plate. A few games behind her back, of course, from last year. Two and 1. Two one. That's sliced away off the third base line. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looking ahead to the Matador 5th. Sydney Frijones is due up to get a plate appearance. Remember, came in last inning to play third base. So she's due up in the number 8 spot. And then it'll be Michaela Carmen and then Alexis Lemus. 8, 9, and 1. 2-2, dirt ball, and we go the distance here. 3-2, 2 outs. As we go past the 2-hour mark at Easton Stadium on opening night. Bruins will make it 14-2 in the Kelly Inouye Perez era on opening day. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball down to short. Should be the inning. Throw to first, and just in time to get the speedy Mala'ulu, so the Bruins will leave him loaded, but 5 more in, and UCLA takes a 22-run lead into the 5th inning on UCLABruins.com.
Defensive changes for the Bruins. Remaining in the game in left field, number 22, Taylor Stevens. Moving to shortstop, number 11, Seneca Kuro. Remaining in the game at third base, number 24, Tessa Mala'ulu.
All right, on to the 5th. UCLA with a huge opening night lead. And a couple of more defensive changes to tell you about. First of all, Taylor Stevens, who pinch ran last inning, will stay in the game and play left field. You still got an outfield of Brady in center and Carter in right. Tessa Mala'ulu, who came up to the plate twice last inning, pinch hitting for Brianna Perez, will stay in the game and play third base. That'll move Seneca Kuro over to shortstop. Pola still in there at second, Washington at first, Wiz behind the plate, and Holly Azevedo back to work into the 5th inning. And a strike thrown, 0-1 to Frianis. Frianis came in last inning, played third base. Foul back there, 0-2. 5'8" freshman out of Long Beach, Wilson High School. A lot of newcomers making their collegiate debuts tonight, both schools. Bouncing ball foul. 0-2. Carmen, number 9 spot, due up next, and then back to the top in Lamousse. Oh-2, swung on and missed. The ball that was down and in. Frianis strikes out. So Holly Azevedo, 4 1/3 tonight, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. 2 hit batters. She has faced 17 batters tonight and has thrown exactly 70 pitches. 51 of them going for strikes. Four Matadors have reached tonight. There was also a Bruin error at the hot corner. Couple of bounces at short. Routine across the Washington. And 2 outs as Kuro makes a nice play at shortstop. 2 hopper, sidearm across the first. And to the top of the order, Lamoose 0 for 2, struck out in the first, grounded out in the third. And a strike thrown on the outside corner, 0-1. And really from the first pitch tonight, Holly Azevedo has had her spot. Couple of little hiccups, but nothing to worry about along the way. Matadors in 2 different innings had 2 aboard. Holly hit those 2 batters. Had the 1 walk and then the Kuro error. But managed to get out of it both times. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is a pinch hitter for CSUN. It is Kylie Galindo. Swing and a miss there, 1-2. Galindo, 5'1" freshman out of Rancho Cucamonga. And they're in the top of the order spot. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 5th. Holly, a looper to short, second base, and the throw to Washington. The high throw. But the Bruins wrap it up. Holly Azevedo has thrown a no-hitter. The run rule in effect. Bruins win it 22-0 on opening night. Holly Azevedo, a wonderful game. A no-hitter. Big crowd tonight to start out the 2022 season. And UCLA is 1-0, CSUN 0-1. Both teams involved in a doubleheader tomorrow. The Bruins got UC San Diego and Nevada. The 2 teams waved goodbye to each other from across the diamond, staying within COVID protocols. And Matadors return home for their home opener tomorrow, a doubleheader against number 17 Oregon. I'm Darren Preston. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us tonight on opening night. It was a big one for UCLA, guided by a 13-run first, 4-run third, and a 5-run fourth. 22 on the board for UCLA on 19 hits and 1 error. No runs, no hits for CSUN, 5 errors. It was a no-hitter for Holly Azevedo. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. This has been UCLA Softball on UCLABruins.com. Have a great night, everyone.
you. Thank you. I don't know if Rick's He's